What's up? What's up, Crow? Oh, what's happening? You should hear John and Michelle fight with each other before the show. It's kind of funny. They honestly should just record them fighting. It's actually pretty funny. I don't know what I should play. What are you up to, Crow? I haven't tracked that game. Have you tracked that? Yeah, I was kind of mad too, like because in the middle of the podcast, you might have caught. I felt kind of stupid because I lost my train of thought, and it wasn't because I was thinking what I was going to say, and then my daughter came down into the room and started trying to talk to me, and she totally threw me off, and I was like, crap, get away. You can't bug me while I'm doing the show. I'm doing good. What's up, Jungle Man and Reptile? I felt kind of dumb when I lost my train of thought. It went to Detroit first? That's so bizarre. Like, why would it go the opposite direction? Wait, aren't you... You're... Yeah. Jungle Man, I know I was talking about that last night on the podcast. That's not a good sign when you get bought out. Usually what happens is the company like comes in and they want to make money back, so they start liquidating stuff and closing a bunch of stores to liquidate to make money. Really, the only people it's good for in a buyout are people that own stock. I mean, every once in a while a buyout works. I just don't see it happening with GameStop. I mean, it's the same thing. That's what happened to Radio Shack, and it's what also happened to Toys R Us. Yeah, I don't know why it would do that either, Krell. That's bizarre. They like went the opposite way. I've seen that before, though. Jungleman, I am... First of all, if GameStop ever does, especially the one that... If it ever closes down the one that's closest to my other store... Your controller works without the charging cable. Okay. Fix the battery, that's cool. Yeah. So... If they do ever shut down, especially the one that's by my Fremont store, me and my business partner, we're going to be the biggest a-holes in the world. We are going to go out there. We're going to bring a grill. We are going to like throw a little party out in their parking lot while they're closing it down. And I'm going to live stream it too. So. Good luck on your controller, Krill. Nerd Delve, you're a dork. Hey, I haven't seen you streaming lately. Have I been missing them? Are you working, Delve? What's up, Mr. B? What's good? What's good for me is the GameStop news that they might be doing a buyout. That's kind of good. Been streaming. I've been missing it. I'm sorry. I don't check Twitch all the time. That's partially my fault. You going to karaoke soon? Are you gonna? You should live stream karaoke, Delve. We want to see drunk Delve live streaming karaoke. He doesn't, but he would be fine that day if we're. He can't stop me. He just doesn't like it. He won't want to be on camera. You never watch or use Twitch. Alright, I want to see some drunk karaoke tonight, Delve. Drunk karaoke. I might work on my podcast tonight. I haven't decided. I'm going to do it today or tomorrow. You know what, Krell? That would be awesome to be able to expand like that. I have to see. That would take a long time, but I have to see how that would go. Honestly, like one of our plans in general, my business partner and my plans are to outlast GameStop and kind of fill the void when they go away. We're in much better shape to outlast them. So that is actually, we talk about that all the time. I gave GameStop about 4 or 5 years, like a year ago. And I still think even if they get bought out, it's going to take a few years before they go away. But I think they're going to go away. Can't get drunk. You got to drive. Well, have Adam drive tonight. And no drinking and driving, but tell Adam it's his turn to drive. I got to write something down real fast before I forget. So, oh, he's working. You just going by yourself? Who are you going with? You got friends you're going with? You're a loser, baby. Yep. There are some independents that do really nice stores. Unfortunately, I will say the majority of independents are kind of run half-assed. But there are some that do it really nice, and I think the places that are professional and do it really well will benefit quite a lot if GameStop goes away. And you'll see a lot of them like taking off again. Like for example, like when Blockbuster went out of business, I don't know about you, Krell, where you're at if they have this, but where we're at, there's a shitload of Family Videos. They're still doing well all this time later. Family Video does great around here. I looked them up. They have over 700 stores. It's crazy. Now, like, the problem is there's always going to be a market for stores like this. There's just not a market for GameStop anymore to have as many stores as they do. The only way GameStop survives is if they, like, close almost half their stores. And I just don't see that happening. If they're getting bought out, we'll see. We'll see what happens. They have a small chance of surviving. I just don't see it happening. There was somebody that was pissed off at me last night on the podcast, though, when I said that. Well, see, David, like when I worked for GameStop and when my business partner worked for GameStop, they used to joke that if you could look out the front of your window at GameStop and not see another GameStop, there was room for expansion. And part of the problem GameStop's in right now is they grew themselves into this trouble. They got way too big. They just kept opening stores to open stores because what they were doing is, since they were like a public company, they were trying to make, they were basically cooking the books. They'd open stores all the time and say, look how much more business we did this year. Look how much more business we did this year. Yeah, but you opened 100 more stores, so you are gonna like get more business just because you're doing a little bit more volume. They weren't necessarily making more profit. They were always doing more volume, but they were actually making less profit. Yeah, they bought Funkoland, they bought EB Games. I was there before they bought Funkoland and EB Games. I can't remember exactly. They have thousands of stores, though. They have a ton of stores. I don't know the number off the top of my head. There's just way too many. That's their problem. They have way too many stores, and they're all starting to kind of not do well all at the same time. I can look it up. You know what? I'll look it up real fast. I might as well. I'll just Google it real fast. They have 7,117 stores in America. Well, that's what's funny, David, is one of the places that are rumored to buy them is the same company that owns Hot Topic. So we'll see. Actually, I think if somebody buys them, I really think they want ThinkGeek more than they really want GameStop. So we'll see. Wow. So I might talk about that on my podcast a little bit, Carl, tonight. I'm debating on my podcast if I should talk more about this GameStop and just do like a basic podcast, or I might talk about something a little bit more like heavy. I might talk about I've talked about this sometimes on my stream before, but just I might talk about some like serious topics. So we'll see. I don't want to give anything away yet. I haven't decided yet how I'm gonna go. It's pretty gruesome right there. That's the Last of Us trailer. Can't wait for that game. Amazon's part of it, Bucephalus. Digital's a little bit of it. They just did a poll. I was talking about this last night too. Console gamers still almost 70% of console gamers prefer to get games physically, and 30% prefer digitally. And it's the complete opposite on PC. On PC, 70% prefer digitally, and only 30% prefer physically. Amazon's been getting, they still give you a nice discount if you pre-order it on most games, not all games, but they've been getting worse and worse at hitting the release date. They've been like missing release date a lot of times. Amazon does affect us a little bit, but I'll tell you the number one thing that affects us is people game sharing. That I've seen the rise of that. And you know what's funny? I was actually talking with my business partner about this. I actually think Amazon does the 20% off to hurt GameStop, the reservations and stuff like that, specifically designed to hurt GameStop. I also think companies, they know about the game sharing, and I think they really don't care right now because they hate GameStop. They hate GameStop that much. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just throwing this theory out there. If GameStop ever goes away, I bet game sharing goes away too. Or at least they'll change it to like how Steam does it, where only one person can play the game at any given time. About selling, like you could trade your games in on Amazon. I don't know what she was talking about. Amazon gives really, really shitty prices on trade-in. I think they're worse than GameStop on trade-in. Amazon has a trade-in store. You could trade your games there. That's what she was talking about. It makes sense for Michelle. She's a hermit. She doesn't want to leave her house ever. Michelle, I don't know what it. I like Michelle a lot, but I think they would do a lot better if she would ever go on camera. I think she's like, I don't know what it is about her. She doesn't want to be seen. To each her own, though. I mean, I understand my business partner is the same way. He doesn't want to be seen on camera. Game Pass, well, David, actually, PlayStation 4's, there's a rumor that they're going to start letting you download the games instead of streaming them. So we'll see. That would make Sony's service a lot better. Game Pass is cool, but there's only 100 games. It's cool, but honestly, you know what? I was surprised at, David. I thought I wouldn't sell hardly any, like State of Decay 2 or whatever. State of Decay 2 is still selling pretty good. Oh, I've seen Krell. I've seen pics of her. She's pretty good looking. She's a good looking lady. And I could understand too, probably going to a game store with a bunch of dudes in the store, you know. I could understand that, yeah. But Carl, I'm kind of weird. I kind of wonder if she. I wish she would stream with John. I think it would be better if they both streamed. I think they would get a whole lot more viewers. What's up, Robert? But she doesn't need that. She's got the money, so I think she just does everything for fun. So I understand it. I'm having a good day too. I've been busy today. That's why my stream is late. Yeah. I'll be honest, I couldn't play that house flipper game. It's cool. I know you liked it, but not my thing. It was more fun to watch them do it than I would never play it, but it was more fun to watch them do it and just John be an idiot and put like beds in front of doorways and stuff. That was pretty funny. Yeah, game of the year. Definitely game of the year. That's definitely that game is definitely like would appeal more to women. I know some guys that would get into it, but I could care less. Like in my personal house, I don't care. My wife takes care of all that stuff, how everything looks and how everything. If it was me, my house would probably be ugly as hell because I have nothing. I know it was #1 on Steam for a bit, but it's just not my thing. Not my thing. I want to get that Wreckfest when it comes out on console. That looks cool. I like Demolition Derby games. That'll probably be my next game, and then Fire Pro Wrestling I'll be getting. I'm thinking about taking this home tonight and streaming it a little bit. I've always liked demo games. Oh, the lesbian kiss? Yeah. You know, personally, Robert, I could care less like about that. But I was watching that live when that happened, and you could just see all the comments coming. And I think just from business wise, I think they would have been better off just to just show gameplay because the game is phenomenal. I can't wait for the game. And like I said, personally, it doesn't bother me. I could care less. But I think they almost like shoved it in a lot of people's face. Not that I don't even know if that's the correct wording, how I should say that, but they're almost like putting it out there just to put it out there. I don't think it was necessary to show at E3. I just think they would have been better served not doing it. Not sure. Leave it in the game. It's great if you see it during the game. I don't think anybody would care, but it was almost like they were promoting the fact. I could care less, Robert. Like I could care less either way if she was cuter or she was uglier or if she was butch or any of that stuff. I really don't care. I have no problem with any of that stuff. But I did notice a little bit of a trend at E3. Like everybody was kind of virtual signaling. And it got kind of old. Like even Bethesda, like the first 5 minutes of their press conference was all about diversity. And personally, I don't care if you're a purple lesbian with polka dots. If you make a good game, I'll like it. So yeah, it was just bizarre. It was like, and then like last night, how we were talking on VGO about like the one reporter from Kotaku that had a problem with Soul Calibur with the objectification of the women in Soul Calibur, and I'm just like stop. It's just a video game. And what I found funny is she didn't have a problem with the objectification of the men in Soul Calibur. All the men are like bodybuilders with washboard abs. And I'm like, where's the dad body guy? You know, like where's the guy that looks like an average guy? It's funny to me like how everything is like just I don't want politics in video games. I just want video games to be video games. I'm sick of everything becoming political. Everything's becoming political. Sports, video games, just can we go back to being entertained? You were having a white guy. Yeah, you know what though, Krell, about that is that guy That guy is one of the very few masters of that instrument, and he is like one of the like top 2 or 3 in the world of that instrument. So Japanese people had no problem with him doing it. He's considered like a master at that. I know it's going to get worse, Robert. That's what's pissing me off. I do like Colin Moriarty, David. I do like Colin. But you know what? Colin, sometimes I agree with him sometimes, and sometimes I think he's really reaching on stuff. But I like him sometimes. Sometimes I don't. I don't know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't agree with his opinion on games a lot, though. You missed it, Delv. We were talking about you the whole time you were gone. Look, Delv, look what's on the screen. Skip. So yeah, I'm just sick of it. I just like politics need to get out of everything. They're ruining everything. Politics are ruining everything. We were everybody was talking about you. I don't know why Mario Tennis wouldn't be getting good reviews. It is what it is. I don't know what you're expecting. I played the demo. It was pretty good. I mean, what do you expect out of Mario Tennis? I have a lot of people asking for it, David, so I think it's going to sell well. Nintendo games don't really need to have the greatest reviews because Nintendo fans are going to buy them regardless. And they're going to be happy with them because you're going to get a good game. Mario Tennis comes out on Friday, Dove. You're going to get Crash on Switch? Cool. I'm not going to get Crash on Switch because I've already played it quite a bit. So I am debating, talking with myself if I'm going to get the Captain Toad because I never did get that one on Wii U. So I might pick it up on Switch. You're not getting a Switch until Pokemon. Well, Pokemon's out on it right now. You can play the Pokemon, that minigame. You'll buy Mario Tennis when it's on sale. It'll be on sale in like a year from now, Reptile. So you can get it then. This game looks awesome, though. Casino game, $30. Yeah, no thanks. I don't think I'd pay $30 for a casino game. Yeah, I never played it that much on the Wii U, so I might get it. I had some guy come in here today and buy 400. He bought a Wii U, and he bought a shitload of games and extra controllers and everything. He spent like almost $500 on Wii U. It's kind of crazy, and I was like, you sure you just didn't want to get a Switch? He said, no, I want a Wii U. He wants all that. Yeah, Jungle Man, I know. I'm trying to get him to the Cavs. I'm trying to tell LeBron to get on the phone and get Kawhi to the Cavs. Kawhi and LeBron would be awesome. You sent me a link to learn to get good at trials. To get good. I don't have the patience for it. I like trials. I don't have the patience for those expert levels. I hope LeBron stays too, David. I'm hearing bad things. I'm hearing he's probably not, but we'll see. Honestly, if LeBron leaves, David, I'm done with the NBA. I'm not watching the NBA. The NBA is broken. It's not cool anymore. The NBA is just broken. I think honestly, if you weren't a Cavs or a Warriors fan, the NBA was just kind of stupid anyway this year. in the last couple years. I'm sick of the officiating in the NBA. I'm sick of all that bullshit. Yeah, it was rough. It's still rough to be at Cavs. I mean, we only got one championship because the freaking war. Well, we would have beat them the first year if Kyrie wouldn't have blew out his knee and Kevin Love getting hurt. Second year we did beat them. Third year though they added KD. The last 2 years they had without KD. I think the Cavs would have got two more. But the NBA is just broken. I mean, it's just dumb when you have a super team. I'm not even gonna watch it. I can't even watch that. Yeah, I'm not even gonna watch it because I know what happened. I watched it all. The refs screwed us in game one, and we never bounced back. That's the synopsis right there. Cavs got hosed by the officials and a JR blunder, but it should have never got to that point. So I really don't blame JR at all. I have no ill feelings towards JR for being a bonehead. JR is a bonehead. He always has been. Actually, one of JR's best qualities is that he doesn't think so. Like when he does screw up, bad things don't snowball on him. He forgets that he missed a bunch of shots and then he'll hit a good one. So, yeah, Wii U does still have decent exclusives. The only people going to watch that stupid HBO thing are Warriors fans. Yeah, David, the Browns do, but they need to stop talking. Like they're all like getting cocky already. I'm like, you guys went 0-16. You have players on the team guaranteeing the playoffs. Like, just win a game. Just shut up and win a game. I like confidence, but you're actually giving like you're giving the other teams I can't speak today. Bulletin board material. Just shut up and play. If they win week one against the Steelers, the fans will be like, oh, Super Bowl, playoffs. I know, Robert. Honestly, I would just be happy with average. I'd be ecstatic with 500. So, that would be the most amazing comeback ever, and that's why it's Cleveland. It won't happen. Sports ball. That's right, Delv. What do you think about sports ball, Delv? Who is your favorite? Actually, David, I think they can win more than 6. We'll see. But six sounds reasonable. What's up, little French lady? I'm just joking, Delv. I know you have no idea. Delv's about to get yelled at and little French lady by Nightbot. You guys are going to get yelled at. There you go. Wow, we got little French lady before I got Delve. Oh, you don't get yelled at because you're a mod. That's right. I forgot you're a mod. You are a mod. It is time for me to lock up, but I will keep streaming, so don't leave. Who's Logan? I don't know Logan, sorry. That little French lady's person. Her pupper. Oh, her puppers. Ah. Gotcha. Man, I was busy today. That was a busy day. It's kind of crappy out today. So, honestly, like, when you run a game store, crappy weather is always good for business. It has been a nice change from 90, and it's, you know what? Honestly, though, David, when it's super hot like that, that's actually good for business too. But when it's just like a really nice day out, that sucks for business for me. No, Curl, if you think about it, crappy weather means people aren't going to be outside doing stuff in the summertime. It's a good day to get a video game. So usually when it's crappy, we do pretty good. Some of our best days have been like, especially like in the winter, like a snow day where there's no school and stuff like that. Visit a film and YouTuber of a show in your stream, like Game Chasers. Oh, yeah. There's been a couple of like YouTubers that have come in before to different stores. It's been sucking. Today has been, yeah, it's been either super hot or crappy. Actually, here, we get the stupid mayflies so bad. We don't get them at our other store, but here we get them so bad. This is going to sound really gross, but the back door sometimes, when you push the door open, there's like 4 or 5 inches of mayflies. And you almost have to shovel mayflies like you're shoveling snow. This year hasn't been that bad. But that happens, and it's gross. And, like, today when I came, like, the whole front of the store was, like, mayflies. And I have to go out there with the broom in the morning and just, like, broom all the mayflies away. And it looks really weird right now because, like, usually I'm the only one that does it. And, like, all the other, like the other stores, like, by me, they're all covered in mayflies except my store. My store's all nice and clean, no mayflies. I think it's gross though when you go up to a door and there's like it's covered in mayflies. I don't want to deal with that myself. So, yeah, use Tiger Balm. Yeah, I should put Tiger Balm on the doorway and stuff. John's got issues, Crow. You got Bloodstained? Bloodstained is awesome. Yeah, they don't last long, but yeah. Actually, Wig Splitter it is because it's made by the same guy, one of the guys that made Castlevania. So, and John is a nut. You know what's funny is okay. Last night I'll give you a little inside info, Carl. They were having trouble. Like Michelle was having trouble getting her mic to work. Rick, I'm in Port Clinton, Ohio, and my other store's in Fremont, Ohio. So Michelle was having trouble getting her mic to work, and for whatever reason, it wouldn't work in Chrome. We couldn't hear her. She could hear us. We couldn't hear her or whatever. And then they were like just going back and forth, and they just argued the whole time. And so then Michelle was using it on Firefox, but then John said it sounded shitty. And then I commented, I go, she sounds fine to me, and he got all pissed off at me because he's like, you don't know shit, you don't know what you're doing, and I'm like, I kind of like, I go, it's okay, John, eat a Snickers, calm down, and Michelle was laughing, but so then, like, this literally took like 10 minutes for John to like figure out, and then he's like, Oh, I figured it out. I figured it out. And John was like making it out like he was a genius that he figured it out. And then he went to the bathroom and I was talking to Michelle and I go, notice he didn't tell you what he figured out, just that he figured it out. And I think I think it was something stupid that he did. And then he figured out that he screwed up and he figured out what it was. But it was obviously John's fault and he wouldn't tell what the problem was. He just said he figured it out. So it was pretty funny. Yeah, 106 miles away. That's quite a ways. A couple hours. Yeah, Tiger Claw is pretty loud. Was I loud? See, John controls it. So I think John has all the levels. So, I mean, I can adjust mine a little bit, but he's in control of all that stuff. Michelle should really run it. Michelle's a lot more technical than John. I gotta get my paperwork. I'm pretty sure John just had something unchecked that he should have had checked or something. It was something stupid. It was pretty funny, though. And for those of you guys that have no idea what I'm talking about right now, I'm on a podcast every now and then called Video Game Outsiders. Check it out. They do it live every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, and I was on it last night. But I do my own podcast. You have to download their app. It's the Video Game Outsiders app, either on iOS or Android, to get my show. And it's free. My show's free. Yeah, I can't say anything. John handles all that, so I mean I don't know. I don't know enough about that stuff, so I just like to make a comment to piss him off sometimes. I like to poke the bear a little bit. He wants me to do more of that stuff. He's like, oh, I need you to argue with me and stuff like that. And I try to sometimes, but I usually agree with a lot of stuff they say, so it's hard to play devil's advocate sometimes. I don't want to be somebody I'm not. And it's hard to get a word in. You almost have to interrupt those two. They like to talk. First time I was on there, I was afraid to like interrupt them. Now I'm like trying to interrupt them more often. Well, he said it's better for the show if there's a little bit of friction. So he told me not to be fake, but just to, if I disagree, to have my opinions, which if you follow me on Twitter, you see I'm pretty opinionated on a lot of stuff. So I was trying to get more of my comments in there last night. No, he doesn't want me to argue. He just wants me to speak up and be more vocal and be more assertive. Not be fake. Oh, where's my stapler? I actually, the thing is though, Krell, I actually agree with him most of the time. See, that's the problem. I actually agree with Michelle a lot of the times too. I can see it both ways. See, I look at things from a different perspective, and some people get mad at me for that, but I don't look at it as what I like. I look at it what will sell. I look at it from a business perspective. I have a completely different angle a lot of times on video games. I do have my personal opinions, but usually I look at how shit will sell, like how games will sell. And I got into it with I'll probably talk about this on my podcast a little bit ago, but I got into it with it was a journalist over the weekend on I think you probably saw it. It was a Nintendo fanboy, but he was a journalist from the UK, and he had no points to his argument, but he just got mad at me because I was being critical of Nintendo. I love Nintendo, but I'll still criticize them. I think sometimes both those guys though are a little bit too. Like I understand, like I know games are going more and more digital every day, but I think they like. Sometimes it does bug me. It's almost like they're wishing it, like they're rooting for physical to fail. Sometimes it drives me nuts. I do get annoyed when people are like that. They do sound like a married couple. I swear to God, they argue like a married couple sometimes. It's true though. It's not in it. Well, that just came to my mind, Krell. That type of stuff. A lot of people don't realize that. They don't realize how many games have been delisted and how you can't get them anymore digitally and physical. If you don't make the game physically, it's going to disappear forever. If it's a licensed game or something like that, you just can't keep making it. And if our laws would change, though, that would be awesome. You could resell those digital games. Like if you owned a game that you couldn't get anymore, they weren't making it digitally, but if you could sell that digital copy of it, that would be freaking awesome. I actually think with GameStop maybe going away, I could see laws changing to where down the road you can sell your digital stuff. What other game? I could tell you one right now off the top of my head. It's not quite an old game, but there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutants in Manhattan. It's also as well made by Activision for Xbox One, PS4, PS3. It came out on PS3 and 360 as well. They lost the license to that, so they don't sell it digitally anymore. The only way you can get it is physical. So there's another one. I like to have a collection too, and you really can't collect digital, and you technically don't own them. I am not anti-digital. That's what a lot of people like assume. I've said this a million times. I actually thought by now I would be buying and selling just as many digital games as I would be physical games. I actually thought by now, honestly, I'd be selling more digital than physical, and it would be the same thing. You could come in and buy a digital copy from me the same way as a used digital copy, not just new. I think everybody should be able to, if you want to give your digital game to somebody, you should be able to. You should have rights with it. And not just games, anything digital, software, anything like that. I like having a physical copy. I see the complete value of having digital and not taking up a lot of space and how convenient it is and all that too. So, I mean, I see it both ways. I just want to own my digital stuff. Yeah, you like, but also, yeah, GameStop is being nice, and yeah, I get you, Crow. I just don't. You know what's funny, and I think it's crazy. Like Blu-rays, for example. You can go buy a Blu-ray. Right. I thought this would happen with games by now too. How you can go buy a Blu-ray, you get the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the digital version all in one box. I can't believe they haven't done that with video games, like a collector's edition where you get the game and the digital copy all in one box. Like that's like a lot of collectors, they would put that physical one up on the shelf, they would download that digital code, and they'd have that physical one to collect, and they'd be playing that digital game. You know what's funny is there's like Madden 98's kind of worth a little bit more than the other Maddens. Not that it's worth much, but Madden 98's kind of rare. Some Maddens are worth a little bit more than others. But Madden's one of the worst games ever to trade in. I would tell you that. Yeah. So I'll probably, Krell, I do think they do want me to keep doing the podcast, obviously, like every week. They don't expect it every week. I mean, obviously, I'm doing it for free, so they get it when they get it. But I'll probably do another one this week. I might do it tonight or tomorrow. Hopefully, it'll be up by tomorrow night. I can't wait for Red Dead either. Grimes. And that was weird. They didn't show it at E3 at all. But I'll probably do the podcast tonight or tomorrow. I'm just debating what I'm going to talk about in it. I'm going to go one of two ways. I'm either going to have like a more serious one or a more just average one. I haven't decided. It depends what mood I'm in. But if you guys want to listen to my podcast, download the Video Game Outsiders podcast app on either iOS or Android. And my podcast is called The Game Store Guy on that app. The only way to get it is to have that app. It's a free app. My podcast doesn't cost anything. But there are other podcasts you can pay for. You don't have to. Just listen to mine. What's up, G3? Did you see where Eurogamer said they seen a playable Red Dead at E3? Yeah, well, if you listen to my podcast, I talked about E3 behind closed doors, the VIP areas. Like E3, E3 is awesome if you have VIP access. And this is what I said on my podcast. If you have VIP access, E3 is awesome. If you don't have VIP access, it's not worth going. Like 2K's booth was only VIP. So 2K was only behind closed doors. That's all they showed anybody. And even then, like when you go in a lot of those VIP areas, they're showing you stuff that's not quite ready for the public. So you usually have to sign like a non-disclosure agreement that you won't talk about it. So I'm sure it was there and I'm sure people played it, but they just can't talk about it legally. Krell, I think so. They even mentioned, you know what, they even mentioned like Jose's was, oh my god, it sounded like he had a fan right next to his microphone. I could only get through 15 minutes of his. I like Matt's. That's not really my thing. I don't really care too much about the voice actors. I think it's gonna be hard for him to get voice actors all the time. I think he almost like that's all he's going to do is voice actors. So I think it's always going to be a voice actor podcast. So I know, Krell. I'm trying to be. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. I was kind of shocked they even allowed it on there. Well, thanks, Rick. I am. All right. Okay. I don't want to say too much on my next podcast, but I'm debating. One of my next podcasts is going to be pretty serious about something that happened in the store. It kind of has to do with suicide. It has a good ending, but I'm debating. I don't know if I'm in the mood to do that one tonight. I might still do a regular one. I might save that one for down the road. So it was something heavy I wanted to talk about, but I'm not sure yet. I know, Krell, yes, 100%. Yeah, you don't need play. It was so long. So long. You know what's funny too is I kind of did that, but I live streamed the conferences and I sat there and I streamed my reactions. But that's different. Like I was watching it with everybody. I'm just not sure if I'm in the right mindset to get into that topic. I probably should though. I probably should. It's something that like it means a lot to me, and God, I'll probably get a little emotional on it because I'll have to talk about the situation that happened here at one time. But yeah, what do I think of the new Jurassic? I hear it's awesome. I mean, Michelle plays it all the time. She was talking about playing that. Um, it's not on. It's not on console yet. It's coming out pretty soon. But I've actually seen people have been playing it on console already. Some people got early codes for it, and they say it's awesome on console. Yeah, and it's something people can learn. I know. It's just you got to be in the right mindset to even talk about it. Like even when I like the reason I was talking about it with my wife the other day about this situation happened a few years ago here, but she started tearing up just thinking about it. So, but it had a good ending, so that's all that matters. All right. Yes, it's something that happened in the store. It's store related. Yeah, it's always going to be kind of store related, video game related. See, well, I can't relate because I don't have, issues like that. Um, so I can't relate, but I think I did a good job at helping somebody. So that's pretty much what it's about. But I do know my father. My father passed away when I was younger. I know he at one point thought about that. So I do have kind of like, um, that's not why my father passed away. My father passed away of something else. But I do know that it's a problem for a lot of people, and I have strong opinions on how people are portrayed after they do that. So I might talk about it. Yes, original user probably, but I don't want to. I don't want to give too much away. But I do gotta. I am done closing out. So I know I've talked about it on here before. I know. I know. All right, guys, but I do gotta call it a stream. So I do gotta go home and do some adulting. So I will see you guys later. I'll probably stream a little bit tonight. I don't know what time, like 10:30. So that sucks, Flame Warrior. Sorry about that. But I will see you guys later. Goodbye.